Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 55 of the J Situation Podcast. I'm recording this on March 23rd, 2021. Man, hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty good. This week is already off to a crazy busy start, but that's just how we like it, isn't it? Got those crazy eyes. No. Maximum productivity overdrive. Got to change the world. The only way to do that is consistent effort. No, I sound like David Goggins. Have you ever seen David Goggins? That guy is super motivating, but also super scary, frankly. I don't know. Hey, that guy probably needs to relax a little. I was thinking about that. If he relaxed, he wouldn't be as motivating. You know what I mean? So maybe he just shouldn't relax. Maybe that guy should just be like balls to the wall all the time. I don't know. Man, I tested a lot of silencers this past weekend. One of the most challenging test programs I have ever performed, I think. But it was a success. And, you may be asking yourself, silencers? What the heck is this guy talking about? Well, silencers are just tools in a gun person's toolbox. I would say silencers enhance your shooting experience by making things quieter and also cooler. Because at the end of the day, why do we do this? To look cool. Right? Speaking of silencers, though, I do have a pretty neat announcement and something I think is definitely worth mentioning. I do want to welcome a new podcast sponsor. And the J Situation Podcast is now proudly sponsored by Silencer Shop, the most efficient and intelligent way to purchase silencers. As a silencer consumer, Silencer Shop is not only my dealer of choice, but also my infrastructure of choice. They've done a lot of cool stuff, like create an easy system that minimizes the likelihood of errors in your paperwork. They pioneered the use of a QR code on the actual Form 4 so that the ATF can scan the code instead of inputting all your data themselves. It's crazy, man. There's a reason they've grown. They continue to innovate. Silencer Shop has a network of dealers nationwide where silencers are legal. You can use the kiosk and their services, and in turn, cut down on errors and simplify your silencer purchasing process. Think about it, guys. Silencer Shop really is a one-stop shop where you can do everything from buy a silencer and a tax stamp to form a trust online and digitally sign your Form 4, all from the comfort of your own home. Submitting all of your biometric and personal data is super simple. It's super simple using their kiosk. All of your personal information is stored safely. It's encrypted in their systems for easy access when you need it for the forms. You never have to hassle with ink or fingerprint cards ever again when it comes to buying a silencer. They even have a money-back guarantee. So, let's say you're not fully satisfied, Silencer Shop is going to do their best to make it right. Frankly, I wish Silencer Shop had been around when I first got into the NFA game. It's super easy. You can head to their website, you search for products you want to buy. When you're ready to make a purchase, their online tools let you choose dealers in your area that'll hold your silencer for you as you go through the wait. Maybe even let you shoot it while you wait. No transfer fees, no paperwork errors, just you and your silencer with no drama. It truly is silencer ownership simplified. Let the record state that it is Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021, and I just did my first contracted podcast ad read. Feels good. Big step. Silencer Shop, big ups. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Incredible company, incredible people. Just want to let you know I actually wrote that ad. FYI. Those are actually my words. I mean, it may or may not have been tweaked a little bit, but I did write that. So I'm just gonna take a little bow. But, but seriously, Sponsor Shop, thank you for your support. Incredible company, incredible people. I don't think I can say that enough. But I would be remiss if I didn't also mention our other sponsor, our OG sponsor, the one, the only, PEW Science. Pushing the silencer industry forward, one test at a time. Visit PEWScience.com for the suppression rating, the simplest and most accurate hearing safe ratings for your suppressed small arms. And it's based on true human sound perception. The suppression rating is in Section 5 of the Silencer Sound Standard. The standard walks you through gunshot noise, sort of like Wikipedia, but way cooler because it's about silencer sound. There are now 7 parts, and they're all on PEWScience.com for you to read. If you haven't seen the Silencer Sound Standard, dude, that's totally fine. You can skip directly to the suppression rating in Section 5. It lets you know how silencers stack up in comparison to one another with regard to sound at the muzzle and the shooter's ear, and it gives you a hearing safe dose limit for the particular platforms on which they're tested. This dose limit is directly tied to human perception. If the rating is higher, it sounds better. If it's lower, it sounds louder. That's all there is to it. Super simple. And you're not going to find this information anywhere else in the world. The 6th section of the standard contains all the reviews. So go check them out at PEWScience.com. If you don't want to look at the reviews and it's just too much for you, roger that. That's fine. It's no big deal. You don't even have to look at them. There's the PEW Science ranking section. Section 7 of the standard contains a simple database tool for you to sort and view suppression ratings of all the publicly released test data. There are links to the individual reviews in the database, so go wild, knock yourself out. As always, if you are a manufacturer and you would like to use PEW Science for private testing and consulting services, there is a form on the website with which you can submit that inquiry. Your contact information and any test data we generate as part of any efforts like that will be held in strict confidence unless you want to release it to the public, in which case PEW Science can certainly help you do that. We've released several reviews from our private testing so far. You can go to the website and check those out, and more are coming soon. So yeah, it's all there for you to peruse if you like. You can support this podcast, PEW Science, and our testing by joining at PEWScience.com. And man, you can even rate the podcast 5 stars on iTunes if you want to do that. That'd be cool, man. You let iTunes know that silencers and guns are awesome, which is particularly important nowadays. I tell you what, our inherent human rights that we enjoy, just as human beings, are consistently under attack. We do have documents in place, a so-called Bill of Rights that contains, enumerated protections to these inherent human rights that we possess as humans. And those protections afforded to us in that document are under attack consistently. So in this environment, never relax, never surrender, but know that through education, we can win the hearts and minds. And winning the hearts and minds is how you win wars. So, this is just my way of saying you should probably rate the podcast well. That way people think it's cool and more people listen. No, frankly, let's use the algorithm to our advantage. Logic would dictate that would be smart. I've been wrong before, but, let's be honest. We got to do this. It's the only way. So, yeah. Anyway, 4 topics for you today. Topic 1, just completed a test program, and boy, howdy, was the good data generated. I tell you what, I'm excited. New review this week, hopefully. We'll talk about that. Topic 2, listener questions. Continuation of the ton from last time. So many. I'll take a stab at answering the second group for you there. I love that. I'm going to take a stab at it. Topic 3, new sponsor support for the podcast, Silencer Shop. For real. I know, did I do the ad already? Yes. Do I want to talk about Silencer Shop again? It's my podcast. Yes, Yes, I do. Topic 4, welcome to all the new PEW Science members, and thank you for your support. Okay, we're going to go topic 1 at a time of 10 minutes and 9 seconds. Topic 1, yes, so just completed a test program, and boy, howdy. I like that. Boy, howdy. It's like, who says that? I do. No, good data was generated, guys. I just completed some testing of some silencers. A lot of you have been waiting for probably since I started doing this. Also, just completed some contracted test work for PEW Science. It's also very good. You know, it's interesting. I did want to say R&D support for manufacturers is something that PEW Science prides itself on. And frankly, this is something that I think is going to help the industry from behind the scenes, slowly but surely. And before you know it, even more silencer manufacturers will be born. Can you imagine new silencer manufacturers cutting their teeth in the industry with all of these huge players, and these small guys are sitting here maybe doing incredible stuff, incredible innovative stuff, and PEW Science could help them, and then you'd see it too? Think about it. Think about the growth we could experience just in the industry, just from this. It's almost like we're creating an ecosystem of data-driven product performance. You know, think about it. Could be great. Look into it, as they would say. No, but it'd be cool. Look, also, really, to be serious, I really also tested some highly desirable stuff, and I'm here to tell you guys, things are about to get super interesting, and the competition in different categories is going to heat up when it comes to sound performance. Look, I just want to say it's important to note, sound is definitely not the most important thing when it comes to silencers. I know that I author the Silencer Sound Standard. I know that I do sound signature reviews. But I'm being sincere when I tell you sound is not the most important thing. But let's be honest, it is a performance trait that people want to understand. And I tell you what, the PEW Science knowledge gaps just got filled in. Big time. I mean, not all the knowledge gaps, but some of them. And I haven't come through all the data yet, but from what I've been analyzed so far, there are some absolute doozies to look at. Doozies. Buckle up, fam. Buckle up. It's going to be awesome. 2021 out here. Boom, baby. You heard it here first. It's going to be wild. So, yeah. I literally spent 1.5 man days since the weekend crunching data. 1.5 man days. You know what a man day is? That's the time. That's a resource allocation term to say a dude for a day working solid. So 1.5 man days since this weekend crunching data to make sure my data was going to be publication and reporting quality. And it looks like it is. I mean, there were some factors I had to really worry about, and so I kind of did some analysis in the laboratory, and looks like, yeah, we good, fam. So 1.5 man days since the weekend, and it's Tuesday. So that tells you how busy I've been. Tells you how little sleep I've had. It's fine. I'm just rotting away while speaking with you. So yeah, in addition to my day job, no pressure. So yeah, are you going to get a review this week? Hopefully. Am I promising anything? Never. Will I do my best? I always do my best. For you. Yeah. No, but see, just a quick update for you. Let's move into topic 2 at a time of 14 minutes and 38 seconds. Oh, man. Yeah. Listener questions. Continuation of the absolute ton of questions from last time. this is going to be round 2. So, if you haven't listened to the previous episode, which was episode 54 last week, I answered about 16 questions of the freaking encyclopedia of questions you guys asked, which was amazing. And if you recall, I did a question solicitation on the Instagram account. I don't know. I think I remember I used the J Situation Instagram. Yeah, at the J Situation on Instagram. Same name as the podcast here. That's where I did the question solicitation, and you guys definitely delivered. And so without further ado, let's take a wondrous journey back into our spreadsheet, into which all the questions were cataloged. And we're going to see where we left off, and we're going to continue. Oh, man, I'm so excited. I love doing this. It's one of my favorite things. Okay, got my Handy Daddy spreadsheet. For those of you following along at home, we saved this last time, and I highlighted the last entry that we didn't get to in yellow, so I could start with it there. So if you remember, last time we left off in question 16, and a guy asked about, can you tune a pistol like a handgun into a better sounding host? Is there a formula for tuning it? And I kind of told him springs are not the coolest thing to do, because he asked about a heavy spring, and you have to go back to episode 54 where I talk about that. But we're going to continue here today, and let me make sure I'm not crazy. So we're running about 16 minutes and 36 seconds. I'm going to start in question 17. We're going to see how far we get. I bet you we can accomplish what I think we're going to accomplish. So question 17. Have you tried Griffin's Camlock piston system for handguns? If so, is there any merit to this? I have not tried it yet. No, I haven't. For those of you who don't know what this is, it's an interrupted thread system. I've spoken about this a few times in the podcast briefly. While in theory it can be good, there are two major things I worry about personally. The first is tolerances and alignment. You're relying on a third-party system, like a third party. Okay, let me say that differently. You're relying on a third party to make the pistons, right? So that's Griffin Armament, the company who makes this thing, right? So, so you got to hope they're correctly getting the tolerances up to snuff for those third-party silencers they don't make. You know what I mean? So, did they get the prints from the manufacturers for the silencers, and then, or did they reverse engineer it or something, and then, does it void the warranty of the silencer? I'm not sure. I really don't know. So, you probably have to check with that. You probably have to check with your silencer manufacturer, and then, secondly, you're adding a coupling to the end of a handgun slide. So now you can't disassemble the pistol without a wrench, right? You can't field strip it without a wrench. Now, is that a deal breaker for you? Dude, not necessarily. It's up to you, right? I actually don't think this idea is all bad, honestly. But I do think you could also do this with some Teflon tape. And with a good O-ring on a metric barrel, a good O-ring and a metric piston on a metric barrel. I think, honestly, man, and this is just me as a gun guy, silencer guy, real deal, I think Teflon tape goes a long way. It's cheap. It's removable. Honestly, try it out. Teflon tape, go to Home Depot or hardware store, you get a little roll of it. The white, you don't go ham. You don't go ham with that crazy pink Teflon tape. Just get that white stuff. It's in a blue and white sometimes. It comes in all kinds of different colors, I guess, but I don't know. Just give a couple of rapid wraps of the Teflon tape there. That'll help. Just experiment with it. See what you think. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Let's try it out. All right. Hope that answers your question, sir. I'm sorry I haven't really tested or anything, but it's cool. Interrupted threads are cool. That's old school Maxim stuff. Old school. probably before that. You know, I mean, all it is like threaded part with interrupted threads, so you can just like put it on there axially with no thread interference, and then you turn it and the threads hook up. Then you're awesome, right? And then similarly, you twist it the other way and you can pull it off. So I mean, the attractiveness here is that your little adapter that you, I guess, torque on your pistol barrel is not going to come off easily because you're tightening with a wrench. And so like the thing that is detachable readily is interrupted thread, so that's not going to come off either, theoretically, like the way they have it designed. So I mean, it's basically making a QD mount for your freaking pistol, which I have to say is attractive. I think, you know what I think? I think if you didn't have to like, if you could still remove your barrel, or if you could still remove your, if you could feel your strip your pistol with this on there, I might even buy it. I think that's probably, for me personally, the deal breaker. Maybe. I haven't, to tell you the truth, guys, I haven't had time to think about this a lot. I've thought about it a little bit, but let me play with it. Let me get one. The tolerance stuff does worry me, though. I don't know. Griffin might be able to answer that. Or maybe the other silencer may. I would call, like, I don't know, call Rugged. Be like, hey, Rugged, can I use a Griffin cam lock in your Obsidian? And is that okay? And if I would listen to them for their silencer. You know what I mean? And, like, I don't know what else they make it for. There might be other pistols. Like, I haven't looked into it. That's all I got. Okay, question 18. Oh, you know what? 18, 19, and 20 are for the same person. He asked 3 questions, but I separated them out. And they're good, so we're going to go through them. Number 18, Voltor or JPSCS. Oh. Sir, I assume you are referring to the Voltor A5 system versus the JP silent capture spring. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. Because Voltor makes a lot of stuff, not just the A5. So I just want to say those two systems are very different. A true A5 system has a longer buffer that's heavier than a carbine buffer, and it has spring-loaded weights inside it. This means you need the A5 receiver extension that's longer. The JP system, that silent capture spring system, I think it's intended to be quieter to your ear with regard to spring noise. I'm not sure the mechanical benefit over the A5, if there is any. Personally, I think if you're suppressing your AR-15, stick with a normal spring and an H2 or H3 buffer. I don't know. I like the Surefire OBC, but that's a topic for a different discussion. I need to, guys, I need to study the benefits of all these different systems further before giving you a comprehensive answer. I can't give you a meaningful opinion on this for my purposes. I don't care. I don't think you're going to. My gun's tuned so dang well with that OBC that I don't even look at anything else right now. I have some A5 stuff. I just haven't played with it as much. I don't see the need to lengthen the receiver extension when I can do a similar thing with the OBC. Personal preference on that. Question 19. I hope that, I'm sorry, the probably disappointing answer, but I guess I need to do more research before I can really give you definitive answer about that. I've seen the hype on the A5. I have no doubt that it works well. But the question should be, can you do it in a different way? In the standard carbine extension, I think you can. Question 19. Number 1 priority for a silencer? For me? Good question. For me, are you asking like what my number 1 priority is? I mean, for me, I think it depends on the silencer. I would say quiet enough is my first priority, because unless it's quiet enough, the usefulness drops. Like, for sure. After that, it's length, it's weight, it's everything else. I guess maybe accuracy is the top priority. But if the mount's good, Accuracy is usually okay for my use cases. I don't know, man. It's really going to depend on your use case. That's a hard question. I guess if I had to give one answer, I'd say quiet enough. But like that doesn't mean that like if something's quiet enough, I'm just going to use it. It's got to be good in a bunch of other categories for me. I'm picky. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Question 20, favorite barrel length for 5.56. Ooh, you're going to make me break hearts. No, right now, my favorite barrel lengths are shorter than 16 and the longest I need for the gas system. So like 11.5 with mid-length gas is like what I'm in love with right now. I'd probably do 16-inch with rifle gas if I could, because I'm crazy because I only shoot suppressed. Yeah, I mean I run my AR-15 gun suppressed all the 100% of the time. Like I don't take the silencer off, so unless I'm transporting it and I need a shorter length, I would never even take the silencer off. So I need a shorter length, and I want dwell length to be minimum to control my added impulse. So that way, all I need to do is restrict gas flow, so the time component is short due to the short dwell. So this results in a very tunable system when suppressed with a quiet silencer. Okay, so that's why I like to keep my dwell length short. Like that's what I do. Now, could I make a 12.5-inch mid awesome? You bet I can. Is it going to be as awesome as 11.5? I don't know, maybe. I have to test it. 11.5 though. It's all pretty. That KAC rail, man, tell you what. I hope that answers your question. Hey man, thanks. That was 3 questions from you. That's like, I don't know who asked those, but good questions. I bet you that a lot of people are wondering those. So thank you for asking those. Question 21. Hold on. Right before, let me check on time. What are we at? 20, half an hour. We're doing pretty good. Oh man, that's encouraging. Okay. Question 21. Let me move this so I don't make sure I'm sorry. Remember I told you this is a new format, so I got like a bunch of windows open on my computer. I don't want to crash the whole system here. Like I'm not going to crash it, but close everything accidentally. That would be, he closed his podcast recording. Question 21. Can you see the suppressor industry standardizing on 1 or 2 QD mounts like we're seeing with MRDSs? Oh, red dot sights. What's the M for? Modular? No. MRDSs. It's got to be red dot sights. M. Military? Modular? Multiple? What's MRDS? RMR or DPP? Oh my God, I'm going to Google it. I'm so frustrated right now. Why don't I know this? Oh, hold on. MRDS. Red dot. Enter. Mini. Oh. Really? There's an acronym with... Oh, that's... Okay. Well, now I know. Really, mini... Shouldn't that be like a lowercase m in the acronym? Like if you're really doing this, like mini is a size-based thing. So if that's the first word for an acronym, wouldn't you do a lowercase m and then capital RDS? I'm gonna Google that. I have a theory. Hold on. I bet you. No. Turns out the internet says I'm wrong. Damn, son. All right. Can't be right all the time, I guess. So yeah, back to this guy's question. Now that I know what the heck what that means. Can you see the suppressor industry standardizing on one or two QD mounts, like we're seeing with many red dot sites using a footprint like the RMR and the DPP? DPP? I don't know anything. If so, what features do you expect to see in a mount? Locking collar? Tapers? Other? That's a good question. I don't need to know all about your red dot stuff. I use a EOTech and an 8-point T1, like whatever. EOTech EXPS3. It's awesome. EOTech holographic sight. Shout out to EOTech. They're great. It's a good question, sir. I think I understand your point here. You're talking about standardizing on a footprint for accessories, essentially is what you're doing or asking. I would say they already kind of standardized on the 1.375 inch 24 threads per inch system, right? Kind of. I mean, it's not the standard. It's a standard. It's prolific, right? Right? Didn't some other guy ask me like what the 308 best, what I thought the coolest? Oh no, that's a question later. Oh, I'll get to that. Maybe we'll get to that one. Oh, that's right. I was looking to no, that's coming up. So yeah, suffice to say the 1.375 inch diameter 24 thread per inch system, that rear mount, it's pretty prolific. So you're asking, can the suppressor industry, is it going to standardize on one or two? Like one or two? Probably not. Mounts? Like mount threads? Maybe. Mounts themselves? Like you're asking the mounts themselves, not the threading, but the actual mount? Probably not. I mean, I don't see that happening unless there's some kind of major industry cooperation. And even then, like I'm not sure we would see it because these items aren't considered silencer parts, so people are making a lot of money selling these to you guys, and this is a huge market. Silencer accessories can have pretty big margin. You can design these things, pay for the engineering, or no engineering most of the time, and then mark these up and sell a ton. You can sell so many mounts, dude. It's probably in a company's best interest to keep making new mounts. Like new types of mounts, I would say, even. I mean, monetarily. But I mean, standardizing on one thread pitch? Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. So far, I think that 1.375, it's not the only one, but it's super popular and people are loving it. Like, honestly, and this is personal opinion time, and I am going to disagree with a lot of people. A lot of people do not agree with me on this, but I'm actually not a fan. I'm not a fan of this universal system. I'm just not. Never have been. One of my favorite mounts is the rugged mount, honestly. And that's proprietary, dude. Like, it's proprietary to the rugged silencers. Their little M2 brake has got to be one of my favorite silencer mounts. It is so small and so strong. Unbelievably strong. I also like the Surefire mount. And I think it could be made a lot better with a few tweaks, and it could be better than most anything out there probably for a secondary retention mount. And then their muzzle devices are great. The Surefire ones. Just small deficiencies, some small minor deficiencies. I think when you insert another mount system into a silencer, you introduce tolerance stack. It doesn't always matter a lot, but it does matter. And some of these mounts suck. I think direct thread with tapers is probably the future. I think that if you have to have a secondary latch, I think there are certain companies that do a good job. I think like Rugged, SIG, YHM, Surefire, they got to fix some stuff. Dead Air, what I have not tried is that Key Micro. I'm kind of interested in it because, like, isn't it like way smaller or lighter than the Chemo? Which I'm not a huge Chemo guy. The Key Micro seems like it could be kind of cool. Like, I just don't have experience with it. I just need to try it. I just need to try it, I guess. What else is there? There's that, and yeah, that's all the secondary latch stuff that like we really think about a lot. There's some other stuff out there too. Secondary latch is kind of cool sometimes, though. Talked about that before. It is kind of cool sometimes. Something about it. I hope that answers your question. I know that Oh, you also asked me what features do I expect to see in a mount. I expect high quality, doesn't get stuck easily. I expect accuracy, repeatability. I expect it to be available in different thread pitches from different guns. I expect it to be, it doesn't have to be the super lightest, but if it's super heavy and long, that's dumb. Because if it's a QD mount and I'm going to be taking it off, I don't understand that. And then, and if it's going to be long, I want it to do something like be an actual flash hider. I mean, even though I don't shoot unsuppressed, but I want to do something, I guess. I don't know. I guess I appreciate well-engineered stuff. That's a really hard question. What features do I expect to see? I want it to work well, I guess. I think if it wobbles, I'm out. If it affects accuracy negatively, I'm out. If it's not durable, I'm out. So maybe that's the answer. Yeah, good question. Question 22. Any chance you can test Hyperion technology on subsonic 300 blackout? Sir, I would say the chances of that are 100% since I've already done it. Yeah, dude, I've tested it. I've actually tested it in multiple platforms, not only the Hyperion, but I've tested other stuff from CGS with that technology on subsonic 300 blackout. You just haven't seen any data yet, but you will. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Hope that answers that question. Yeah. Topic. Question 23. How important is the mount design in your suppressor selection criteria? Well, I just answered this kind of, but good question, sir. It's super important. But if the performance is undeniable of the silencer itself, like I probably just get what I get. Like, okay, one of my favorite silencers right now is the Helios QD. Do I wish it had its own small QD mount? Yeah, I do. I wish it did. Do I run it in the direct thread because I can't decide on a QD mount to pair with it? Yes, I do. Does it just live on the M16? Yes, it does. So maybe that's a unique use case. So look, I was actually talking with a PEW Science member before I started recording this tonight. I was talking to him about some silencers and that like how like I'll just run them like if they're good. Like I'm a junkie for performance. Like if something's awesome, I'll be like, okay, cool, I'll run that now. I have like no brand loyalty, dude. Like you guys think it's funny because I've had conversations with several manufacturers over the past couple days, and I've had many conversations with many consumers even since I started this. And people like talk like a lot of times will like allude to like the potential for bias and things like that. I am here to tell you, I will completely not use a silencer anymore sometimes on a platform if there's something better and I like it better. Like I'm to the point now, it's like, because I think it's because I am still a consumer, but now because silencers are easily obtainable to me, like if there's something cool that I see, I'll be like, whoa, and then I'll use it. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm scrapping and throwing the other one in the trash, but it does mean that I am quick to find something cool and like learn all about it and geek out on it. Be like, this is awesome. Will I go back to the old trusty? Yeah. Probably sometimes, but sometimes maybe not. sometimes you just find something you like so much that you're just like, this is awesome. And sometimes something else comes along and you're like, this is awesomer. So yeah. Yeah. I hope that didn't answer your question at all. I guess the answer is yes, or a lot. How important is the mount design? It is important. Question 24, best 22 long rifle can out there. Oh, great question. Best is a really weird word to use. I need to test way more to figure out what the quietest one is. The rugged Oculus is incredible. I can tell you that right now. The old AAC stuff is incredible. The new Q stuff, I need to test. But the Erector is a very special silencer for a few reasons. I might post a picture of that with this podcast. It's really light. The Omega Baffle stuff, the old SWR Spectre, it was really good. The Bowers USS, that licensed the Omega Baffle, that's really good. I have an old Liberty Kodiak TL. I actually just mentioned that to Mike Pappas. Mike Pappas and I were talking today. He shout out to Mike Pappas, powerful Mike Pappas. He has one too, a Liberty Kodiak TL. It's wild good. That's a wild silencer. It's monocore. It's gonna wipe the floor with a lot of the 22 stuff out there right now, dude. I promise. Fit and finish, the Liberty stuff just isn't as good as the big names, like on average, but that's a great silencer. And I think it's kind of expensive, but they don't even make it anymore, so whatever. But Dave from Liberty, shout out to Dave, making some weird monocores that no one else is doing. They're crazy. Yeah. So best 22 silencer, I don't know, dude. Pick something that like has the features you want that's not loud. I think some things to look at, you probably want to look at the Oculus. You probably want to look at the Q stuff. You probably want to look at the Dead Air stuff. You probably want to look at the Bowers USS. I need to test the Switchback from Silencer Co. It's probably quiet. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. The 22 silencers are interesting because like a lot of them are going to be super quiet. So you're going to find yourself looking for accuracy and ease of cleaning and looks. You know what I mean? And size and weight. A lot of that's going to be way more important to you because a lot of them are going to be quiet. But there is nothing worse than a loud 22 silencer with first round pop. You don't want that. That's unacceptable. And that's probably why I need to test a bunch of 22 silencers, because if you're buying a 22 silencer that has a lot of first round pop nowadays, like I'm not saying you're not going to have a good time, but that should be unacceptable now. You need to have, because there are some 22 silencers out there that are scary good, and that's what you want. We'll have to figure that out. Okay. Good question. Question 25. What are we doing? 43 minutes or so? Yeah, that's fair. Question 25. What/when will be the first 5.56 test? I can tell you, sir or ma'am, 5.56 testing has already happened a lot. Like I've already been doing that since last year, like since I started this. I'm reviewing data and gearing up for an official test series, but before I do a deep dive into testing on a weapon platform, I have to understand the performance parameters and the test data so I can properly analyze everything. I got to ensure the test setup is correct. I got to ensure we understand exactly what we're going to be gathering. Now, there's a lot that goes into proper data gathering. This is why most people who just want to test stuff can't just go on YouTube and do it, man. I don't give ETAs, so you're going to have to wait. I will say there is something that I think we need to talk about, you and I. No, all the collective you, like you guys listening. There is something we need to talk about, and that is gas block and gas block leakage. And I'm not talking about gas block leakage from the interface of the gas block on the barrel. I'm talking about adjustable gas block leakage from the adjustment screw, and if that's going to matter. I want to believe that it's not going to matter with regard to sound signature, but I'm not sure if that's true. And frankly, I'm a little concerned. I need to do a sensitivity study and figure that out. I need to do some things to understand exactly what that's going to do, because on video, when I'm shooting that 11.5-inch mid-length upper, suppressed, adjusted like 6 or 7 clicks, open with the superlative arms, gas block and restricted mode, I can visually see gas block leakage in the video in daylight. And I can see the gas impingement of that leak through that screw, that adjustment screw, onto the rear of the Helios mount, discoloring it, meaning that it's hot and it's moving fast. That means it's high pressure. So that means that we got a gas leak from the adjustment screw. Superlative Arms says it leaks a little bit. Some other people say it does too because of the short barrel. I find this to be okay. It has not affected function. Will it affect tuning on the host for sound? I don't know. What I don't want to do is do something that's not going to be representative of stuff other people have. Is my gas block leaking more? I mean, I use those gas blocks on a lot of other weapons, but that's the first time I've used it on the specific configuration. So do I need to change it out? Do I need to see if one leaks less? Is that just the name of the game? This is important because, like, I understand that, like, it might not be a big deal, but you got to know, if I go and I spend 12 hours during a day doing a test program with and shoot all that ammo on all these silencers with that gun, and that data is all garbage because of that leak, I've just spent a whole, like, basically 1.5 man days in the field and can't use the data. Like, you know, like what that costs? That's a huge cost. So let's not make that mistake, please. Understand, like, what's at stake here. Like, what? I'm just going to go, oh yeah, let me go shoot some ARs and not understand the freaking gas block. So if any of you listening, I mean, and I know this is a question from someone, but frankly, if you're listening to this and you know of an adjustable gas block for an AR-15 that has a relatively wide adjustment range, that is reliable and doesn't leak, that's clamp on, miss me with that pin stuff, that's clamp on, contact me, tech@pewscience.com. Okay, thank you. So yeah, so what will be the first 5.56 test? I can't tell you that. Thank you for the question. Question 26. Oh, this is a good one. If Can A outperforms Can B on one platform, is that true for all platforms with the same cans? So that's, I'm assuming you're talking about sound performance, sir. Excellent question. It's an excellent question. And the answer is absolutely not. It's not true for all platforms for the same cans. Certain silencers are very well suited for high pressure flow, for example. And others are very well suited for low pressure flow. Like subsonic 300 blackout, for example. Some silencers might be really good for 9mm, but a real stinker on 300 blackout subs even. And that's 2 subsonic cases. And some might be super awesome on 308 supersonic, but not so good for 5.56 supersonic. That's another case of like supersonic flow being different. And so, like, to summarize, to restate, some silencers are great on subsonic or super or both. Some are good on supersonic large caliber and poor on supersonic small caliber. Some are, it's just crazy. And that's why you need tests. But there are rules of thumb. The rules of thumb are, if you have, like, if you look on pewscience.com, if you're a 30 caliber silencer on, like, and you're like, have a really good suppression rating on 308 supersonic, chances are on 5.56 supersonic with the tuned gun, you're going to be good too. Or you're not going to be good too, but you're going to be like, the relative performance is going to be kind of close, I think, just because of physics. But like sometimes there's some special sauce in some silencers that just make them sound better on certain guns. So I'm trying to standardize things with the host to like eliminate a lot of variables, and that now you see why I'm doing bolt action, right? So baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Good question though, sir. Question 27. Name your current favorite 30 caliber can that has 1.375 inch diameter, 24 thread per inch mount threads on 308/223 rifles. Man, do I only have to pick one? Or do I only get to pick one? It's hard. 30 caliber can on 5.56 and 308. I think right now for 5.56, if I had to pick a modular format rear end one, man, I haven't tested enough. If I could only pick one, and it has to be that modular rear end and 30 caliber. For 5.56, I guess I'd pick the Helios QD, the Inconel one, the heavy one, the one that's out right now. If I could only pick one, because I know it's heavy, and I know I probably still use direct thread, even though it has that mount in the threading in the back. But you can't break that silencer, so I'd probably use that. And it sounds really good on 5.56, so probably use that. If I was forced to pick, I guess. But man, you need to keep in mind, I need to do a lot more 5.56 testing and shooting with different silencers. I got to make, dude. What if I get that Surefire SOCOM 5.56 RC2 that I ordered from Surefire, and I put it on my tuned gun, and it's awesome. Because it's I don't know, smaller, lighter or something. I don't even know, and durable, and the flash reduction is the best ever. I don't know if that's true. What if it's awesome? And the mount's all sexy, and it works because I don't use a war comp, and it doesn't get stuck because I clean my mount every time I use it. Is that possible? Maybe. Do I know if that's going to happen? No. Am I going to try it? Yeah. I wish I need to call Surefire and ask when that's coming. I ordered it a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but I guess they're back ordered. I don't know. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. For 308 in this question, if I had to pick one with the modular rear mount threading, man, that's really tough. I just tested some stuff. Man, I don't know. I just tested some stuff that's pretty crazy. I don't know yet. The waters are getting really murky here. A lot of options. Let me get back to you. Okay. My current favorite, because I don't want to say Helios again. 308 modular mount. That might be the Helios QD-TI. It's not out yet though. I just think that silencer can be really quiet. Is it my favorite? It's not my favorite 30 caliber silencer, I don't think. But you're kind of pigeonholing me with that modular mount thread. So the energetic armament Vox isn't bad, but it's really primitive. I'm just trying to think of the other 30 caliber modular rear mount. Oh, doesn't the Omega have a modular rear mount? That's a really good 308 silencer, man. With a modular rear mount. There's dead air stuff. We'll have to let you know about that. Stay tuned. You guys stay tuned, man. There's a lot of stuff out here. That's a hard question, but thank you. Thank you for that question, sir or ma'am. That was really good. 28. Do you speak any other languages? Sí. Un poco de español. Und ein bisschen Deutsch. Liebchen. Ja, das ist gut. Yeah. Just a little, dude. I'm rusty. I get around in a former life. Question 29. Is water wet? I thought I scrubbed these. Look, moisture is the essence of wetness. And wetness is the essence of beauty. Have you seen that movie? It's a good movie. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to Google it. Question 30. Number one upgrade to make an AR more silencer friendly. Number one upgrade to make an AR more silencer friendly. Adjustable gas block all day, every day. But get a heavier buffer too. I'm considering that one upgrade. Do it. Those two things. H2 or H3 buffer, adjustable gas block. You're gonna be having a good time, homie. Question 31. I didn't scrub these. Dang it. Question 31. Where's the weirdest place you've pooped? Freaking Instagram. The back of a Volkswagen. Points if you get that movie reference. I did not poop. Let the record state, I did not poop in the back of a Volkswagen. It's just pseudo movie reference. Major points if you get that movie reference. Question 32. Best Form 1 cans. Good question. Thank you. See, you get the is water wet? You get the poop questions. And then you get people go and redeem humanity here, my faith in humanity, and they ask best Form 1 cans. At least it's topical. Come on. I'm just kidding. You can ask me anything you want, but let's be honest. No, best Form 1 cans. Good question. I think the best Form 1 silencer is the one you really enjoy making and take pride in. The chances are you're probably not going to beat the best commercial silencers in total performance and weight and size and durability. But man, don't let your dreams be dreams, man. Some of the best designs start off as Form 1 stuff. Have fun, man. Have fun and enjoy it. Curiosity and experimentation are very important for continued innovation, I think, in the world in general. And I admire the people that are doing Form 1 stuff. Sure, are people doing it to save money in some cases? Yes. Are people doing it to get shorter wait times? Yes. Is that bad? I don't think it's bad. I do think you should be doing this for a reason. I think if you really want a silencer and you know what silencer you want, just be patient and buy it. But if you are really wanting to delve into Form 1 stuff because you just want the satisfaction of a job well done, that's cool too. I'm not going to discourage you from that. So the best Form 1 can, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what the best performing one is. I can tell you from what I've learned from testing silencers over the past year, using high fidelity testing and analysis that I do, I can tell you that any silencer with coaxial elements is going to really shine on supersonic flow and can pay dividends with subsonic too. You have to go do some reading, see what you see. Okay, good question. Don't give up. Never give up. Never surrender. Question 33. Have you measured anything with ablative material? If not, want to throw out some guesses? Sir, I assume you meaning do you want me to throw out some guesses with regard to how performance will change? So let me. Okay, so to answer your first question, I have not conducted high fidelity testing on silencers with ablative media inside. And ablative media, you would be talking about air, water, alcohol, things like that. Let me really quick for the other people listening. For those of you who don't know, if you force liquid water to phase change into steam, for example, if you're gonna boil it, there's an incredible amount of energy used to do that. Okay. If you can do that with combustion gases in a silencer, you're gonna really jack up. You're gonna elevate the efficiency of sound suppression in the silencer or from the silencer. I think it's really neat, and it's something folks often use for very small silencers that are special purpose to run wet. They say run wet when you add a wet medium to the inside of a silencer, and that's why that works. It works because of phase change, guys. Some people think it's because it keeps it cool. I mean, that's kind of it's more like you're changing the water, you're flashing the water. You're converting, you're creating, you're using energy to do something. That's why it does that. That's why it works. So people use it for very small silencers. And even for some 45 caliber pistol is a special case. Not a special case, but a common case for this. Big old hole in the bore, right? Super hard to stop gases from coming out, right? So a lot of 45 caliber pistol silencers are super loud. At least they were until some advancements happened. And it's really hard to make them quiet dry. So like they'd add water. It can get messy though. Depending on the silencer, and you can use wire pulling gel, which is kind of like a water-based gel. It'll stay in the silencer for quite some time. You can take a little bit of, you can take a bottle of water, a little cap on the bottle, fill that with water. You pour it into the rear assembly of the silencer. You can do that. It doesn't take a lot of water. You just need enough in there to where it's gonna do your phase change and take up energy. It'll last for a few shots. Be ready to clean it up. It's going to be messy. And wear your safety glasses. Always wear your safety glasses when you shoot. But with this, you better do that. Depending on the pistol, you can really spray water all over your face when you're shooting. And it's going to be gross water. It's not going to be pretty. That's what she said. Oh, that's not appropriate. Yeah. Oh, you asked me also, sir or ma'am, if not, what to throw. I want to throw out some guesses. Guesses about what? What's going to be quiet? It's all going to be quieter. By a lot. I mean, that's all I can guess about that. Enough to make a big difference. And you're going to hear the difference. Question 34. How far am I going to go? What time is it? Oh, we're already an hour in. Wait. Okay, we're an hour in. And I also had 2 more topics, but they're short. So I'm going to keep going. Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to derail this. Topic or question 34. For any caliber plus host, what is the sound rating, and he's talking about suppression rating, of bare muzzle plus hearing protection? What a good question. This guy is, look at the big brain on question man here. No, this is like really, look at you. This is a good question. And you know what, sir or ma'am, you're not the first one to ask about this. There is, in fact, a way to compute the suppression rating for hearing protection. When shooting suppressed or unsuppressed, frankly. But the models in the literature, and in practice, they're not nearly as good as the unprotected ear models. They're not nearly as refined. And for this reason, I have shied away from doing this. Maybe in the future, as the models become more mature, that's a very long-term thing. Very long-term. That's not going to happen right now. I don't even know if I'm ever going to do it. I might, but I'm going to need a really good model, and it's going to need to undergo a lot of validation. And I'm already using an unprotected ear model that's undergone a lot of validation. The protected ear models, bro. I don't think so. When I was developing the silencer sound standard and the suppression rating, I did look into that. I have the capability right now. Actually, I can do it right now. Like tonight. Tonight, I could give you an answer for some, but the model is not gonna. I don't have the confidence in it. Does that mean it's not useful? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I'm not sure of the efficacy. And I hesitate to publish that on a large scale. If you would like to talk more about this, wait, am I going to offer that? I got to be careful. I tell you what, send me an email, tech@pewscience.com. I'll share with you what I can share with you. Okay. Good question. That's actually one of the best questions I've ever had from people, and you're not the only one to ask it. So I know there's other people that are wondering that. Good question. Question 35. Robust cans that can handle high rates of fire on SBRs are always heavy. Will that change? First of all, sir or ma'am, that is only partially true. For one, the rugged rating is pretty light, and it can pass multiple rounds of SOCOM firing schedule on 5.56, and I forget the barrel length, but it's short. Plus, Thunder Beast Dominus, I hear, can withstand at least one round, if not more, to the firing schedule, and it's titanium. So yeah, keep that in mind. Some companies they're actually full auto rating their silencers by testing with a SOCOM firing schedule table for multiple cycles. So Google that. Google that SOCOM firing schedule and just read about it, and you'll see some stuff. It's like it's a firing schedule of different magazines and rates of fire and semi and blah, 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 blah. I don't remember it, but read about it, dude. So to answer your question, it's already, so will that change? It's already changed. There's two titanium examples for you. So, I mean, okay, the rugged silencer, hybrid silencer has some stellite front baffles, but it's mostly titanium. It's super light. Dominus, not sure about it. I think it's all titanium, but it has like a steel muzzle brake. Can't remember. All I know is it's light too, and if Thunder Beast says it's rated for something, it probably is, because like their engineers aren't really messing around. So like they make pretty quiet silencers, and if they say something's durable, it probably is, and they're probably testing it right with regard to durability. And I'm pretty sure they even like show on the website like their muzzle brake getting destroyed before the silencer. Don't quote me on that, but I think I remember seeing that like a while back when that was first announced. So go check that out if you're interested. I don't even know if the Dominus is a good silencer. I own a rugged Radiant in my personal collection. The Dominus, I'm actually excited to test that silencer. I kind of want to play with it. Haven't seen one in person. Yep. Question 36. Is the Dead Air Ghost a decent can? You know what? Good question. I have never shot or tested one. There might be certain applications where it shines and certain applications where there's something better. You know what? In fact, there was someone on Reddit the other day. This is a good... Someone on Reddit the other day asked, on one of my posts, they asked me for validation, which was weird. I mean, he's a nice guy, but he was like, hey, Jay, I have a Dead Air Ghost. I was going to use it on my, I want to say it was a 45 caliber Max submachine gun. And he's like, but I bought a Bowers silencer. Please tell me I did good. And I told him, I said, yeah, that Bowers silencer is going to be better than the Ghost all day on your Mac. I could say that without testing the Ghost, because his Mac is going to be shooting subsonic ammunition, and those Bowers cans are designed to sound good for that. I mean, I went out on a limb, and it's not like I told him to buy a silencer, but I did say, yeah, your Bowers silencer that you've already bought is going to be good. And he's going to test. I mean, if I'm wrong, he's going to let me know. But yeah, does that mean the Dead Air Ghost sucks? Absolutely not. That just means like I was pretty sure for his application, the gigantic Bowers silencer was going to be quieter. And I mean, subsonic volume helps a lot, and so I'm pretty sure that's why. If I'm crazy, let me know. But don't think there's a lot of people who disagree. So to answer your question, sir, I don't know. Could be good, could not be good. I'm running out of gas, guys. Question 30. I'm so tired. Question 37. Tune my rifle. 10.5 inch barrel, 070 gas port, Surefire Warcomp RC2. Warcomp RC2. I guess he means 5.56 RC2. Springco Red Spring H1 buffer with mil-spec bolt carry group. I guess he's talking about a 5.56 RC2. Okay, get ready your Warcomp. Get a Surefire 3-prong flash hider or something with get him out with the labyrinth seals first of all. Why do you have a red spring? What's a spring code red spring? Is that like really strong or something? Why are you doing that? Why do you need that? Don't use an H1. Use an H2 or an H3. And use a regular carbine spring and see what happens. And if you don't want an adjustable gas block, that's fine. But just have at least an H2 or an H3. Then you let me know. And bro, you don't even have to buy a new buffer. Your H1 buffer, just buy some of those spare tungsten weights. Get a pin punch, open up your buffer, and turn it into an H2 and shoot it. Or turn it into an H3 and shoot it. All you got to do is swap the steel weights for tungsten. Google images so you know like where to put them. Don't mess up. You'll be all right. Hope that helps. Question 38. I have a Mark 18. That's a 10.3 AR. Suppressed ejection pattern is at 2:45 to 3 o'clock. 2:45 to 3 o'clock. Okay, so it's like when he's suppressed, his brass is coming out directly to his right, and okay, 2:45 to 3 o'clock. Okay, unsuppressed is 4 to 4:30. 4 to 4:30. Am I having a problem? Like, I'm confused. 2:45 to 3. Do you mean 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock? You can't. 2:45. What does that even mean? Sir, you can't do that. What does that mean? 2:45 to 3 o'clock. 2:45. Like, if the clock said 2:40, like, what? Am I like misunderstanding how to diagnose like an AR ejection pattern? Like, suppressed ejection, if it's at 2 to 3 o'clock, that means it's coming out to your to your 2 o'clock or to your 3 o'clock. 2:45 to 3, that doesn't make sense to me. I think what he meant is between 2 and 3 o'clock, and then his unsuppressed is 4 to 4:30. I think maybe he means either 4 to 5 o'clock or 4 to 6 o'clock. Or maybe he means like halfway between 4 and 5 o'clock. Oh, that's what he's meaning. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm dense. That's weird. That's a weird way to say that. So you're okay. So let me start over. Your suppressed ejection is at 2:45 to 3. So that means that's like really exact. So you're basically saying it's like you're dividing the 2 to 3 o'clock area by like 4 parts of 15 minutes each. And then you're saying that that's ridiculously like, okay. Suppressed ejection around 3 o'clock, unsuppressed you're fine. Probably good. When I test the Mark 18 more, I'll let you know. Why did I have such a problem? Do I have to Google that too right now? No, I'm not Googling that. But that's like, I guess that should be like pretty common vernacular. But the way he wrote it, I just don't. 2:45 to 3. Yeah, that's not really. Maybe it's the way he wrote it. I don't understand. Maybe I'm dumb. Okay, question 39. Will the site have a suppressor selection matrix for use cases? Eventually, yeah. I think so. I mean, for right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to spread this information to as wide as an audience as possible and to continue gaining industry acceptance. That's what I'm trying to do, guys. To do that, I have to keep publishing data. Eventually, as more parameters are fleshed out, we'll get to some really good parametric studies. Okay? And we'll be well on our way to doing what you're asking for. Keep in mind, some things are hard to test for, so there's going to be challenges, especially accuracy testing. So I'm not going to do some of this just because I don't want to spend the time, or I can't spend the time because I'm doing other stuff. Eventually, it's going to have to grow, and other people are going to have to jump in and help. I've been in discussions with some people for accuracy testing, but I'm just not confident that they're going to be able to do it right. And it might not be something I want to put my brand on, because anything I do, I have such high standards. I can't be putting my brand on stuff that isn't really good. So I don't know. Think about it. The suppressor selection matrix for use cases. I mean, in a perfect world, eventually, I think it's a great idea. Thank you for. I mean, we thought about it already, but thank you for asking the question. That's a great question. Here's a good one that was a follow. This isn't a follow, but it's very related to a discussion earlier. Question 40: why are subgun cans always high volume? I.e., why they better for higher rate of fire / sustained fire? It's probably because of subsonic rounds. It's not the sustained fire that makes the volume important. Back pressure is not due necessarily to volume. It's due to flow rate. It's all about the silencer design internally. The reason submachine gun silencers are high volume is because most of the rounds that are coming out of submachine guns are subsonic 9mm. It's the most popular submachine gun round, and so volume helps a lot with subsonic performance. And back in the day, people used silencers as a forward grip on the max, so as God intended. Praise be to Bowers. Amen. Question 41. What is the place of legacy suppressors in today's market? In the market? They aren't in the market if they're legacy, right? If they're not sold anymore. Oh, you know what? No, that's not true. You're defining legacy as old school designs that are still sold, probably. Okay, my mistake, sir or ma'am. I would say that if something is old school and still sold, then that probably means it's good. Like for example, here's an example. I want a GSL Phoenix, like right now. That's an old Mark 9K basically, but it's user serviceable. So yeah, I want that. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call GSL tomorrow and buy one. I don't know why I haven't done that. Why the heck do I not have a Phoenix? And then I'm going to call HK and get an MP5 or SP5, and then I'll form to it, whatever. Because I have an MP5 clone that sucks. I want a good one, and then I'm going to be happy, be a happy man. Plus, I'll put the GSL Phoenix on my Mac, rat-a-tat, clack clack. Yeah. Question 42. Topical. Will you be getting a Radian builder kit to show them how cool they could be suppressed? Oh, that's messed up to say that. You know what he's saying? Guys, okay, so listen, for the record, that video they posted was completely insane. Nobody would ever shoot a gun like that for fun, like ever. Like, that's crazy. Like, no, well, they would for fun, but not for realsies. That video, look, guys, come on, you gotta be nice. That video was the marketing dudes doing fun stuff because sometimes it's cool to do fun stuff. We all love doing fun stuff. That rifle was so unbelievably overgassed. I can't imagine why anyone would possibly enjoy it. They had a Sandman K on that rifle, and it was gassing them to death. I was like, dude, Sandman K shouldn't do that at all. And they were like someone called them out and then tagged me, and then the Radiant people were like, "Oh, it's overgassed. I mean, it's tuned to run unsuppressed and suppressed." And everyone was like, but there's a Sandman K on there, so why did you tune the gun? Like, with a Sandman K, you shouldn't be that overgassed. So that means, like, if you took that Sandman K off of there, they still would have been overgassed. So everyone was like, I don't think that's true. But you know what? That was the marketing dude. Like, they don't know. Like, don't pick on the marketing guys. They don't know what that's. Plus, it was just a marketing video. And okay, and to answer your question, look, Radiant makes good stuff. I bought my fiance a builder's kit from Radiant for her birthday last year, bro. It's super awesome, and I'm jealous of it, frankly. And I should have bought one for myself too. I'm an idiot. Why? I'm an idiot. Because I could have bought one for myself, and then I could have formed two into a machine gun. And now I'm sitting here like a chump without one. So look at me. I mean, that sucks. So will I be getting one? I mean, probably not anymore. Plus, they'll probably hate me now for like. Look, I love Radian. I have a full auto selector sitting right on my desk from them. Radian's amazing. If you're listening, Radian, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, but I do want to form to a Radian builder kit. It's pretty cool. All right, we'll hit one more. That good question, sir. We'll hit one more question. Question 43. Thoughts on all titanium cans for law enforcement officer use. Parentheses, semi-auto, full auto, 8-inch to 16-inch barrels. 8-inch, bro. Man, you crazy. All titanium. Yeah. It's going to depend on your firing schedule, sir. I mean, for law enforcement, let's be real. Semi-auto, full auto, 8 to 16 inch. What are you like? Probably like SWAT or something, right? I mean, you're not. This isn't in your patrol car, is it? I mean, I'm just thinking about the use cases. It could be like a patrol rifle, maybe. All titanium? I don't know. Those CGS silencers, those titanium rifle ones are being used on machine guns. I mean, I have one on mine. It's 11 barrel. It's 11 and a half inch barrel. All titanium. I think Helios is gonna do it for you. I think. I don't know. I keep going back to that Dominus. That's 100% titanium. I haven't used it though. I don't even know if it's quiet or if it's good, but it's all titanium. I mean, all titanium. What about like those old SIG silencers? I don't know, those QD ones. Like what else are your requirements like as far as mounting goes? The Helios, you can use those modular mounts, so you could do like a chemo. I know that like LEO likes chemo a lot. I don't know. I'm hesitant to recommend anything without knowing more, sir. But I can tell you right now that Helios QD TI that's not out yet, I've been hammering that thing on my M16. And it's not the best on flash, but it's not like a normal titanium silencer, so it's going to be less flash than normal titanium silencers would. That is one thing for LEO use. If you're concerned about flash to revealing your position at night, you better think about going with something with an internal coating like the boron nitride on the titanium. Okay, because you're gonna spark like a sparkler without that. I promise you that. Like a rugged Radiant's gonna spark. The Dominus, I don't know if they've coated it or not. I'm not sure. You have to check with them. But like, if flash is important to you, sir, and you're LEO, you need to think about that. Okay, that's a great question. And I'm glad you asked that, so people can see like there's not just consumers asking questions. There are professional gun dudes that use guns to protect themselves. To protect others, to protect themselves, and save lives. So that's like important. I mean, I get messages from soldiers all the time, so LEOs too. I mean, that's a real deal question. So you can always email me, sirtech@pewscience.com, and talk about it, okay? I'd be happy to discuss that with you. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that question in the spreadsheet, just like last time. We're going to leave off on 43. Okay, we answered that. So we've gone through 43 of your questions so far, guys, and we're about 2/3 done. So we got another third to go. Maybe that'll be the next episode. Okay, we'll do another third, and then we'll call that good. But okay, I think that went pretty well. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, we're gonna move into topic. What are we on now? Topic 3. Topic 3 at a time of 1 hour. 24 minutes and 6 seconds. Oh my goodness gracious. We're already an hour and a half in almost. Okay. Topic 3. New sponsor support for the podcast Silencer Shop. Look, for real. Look, I already did the ad. And I'm not going to be that guy, and I'm not going to do another ad right now in the middle of the podcast and interrupt it. That's not what I'm doing this. It's not what I want to do. It's not who I am. That's not what this podcast is about. And if this is, what is this? Is this episode 50? I forgot what episode it is. Crap. I just opened up the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay, this is episode 55. Okay, 55 episodes, guys. You know me by now. So I'm not gonna do one of those podcasts where it's like I've listened to some gun podcasts and like the first 10 minutes are like nonstop ads for stuff you'd never even care about. I'm not into that. I listen to podcasts a lot. I'm a podcast guy. Like I like doing this podcast because I like to give you guys information and entertainment, but also because I'm a podcast person and I've always wanted to do one. I love listening to them. I just think they're cool. And so, because they're easy to consume. And so I just wanted you to know that I'm going to preface this. Okay, now with that being said, I want to sincerely say something right now, and that's why I added the dedicated topic. Silencer Shop sells silencers. Okay, sure. Like that's their business. That's what they do. But what they have done for the NFA world is monumental. For you folks that don't know, the amount of legwork they do to advance the way you get your heavily regulated stuff is significant. All right. I just want to go on record and say, like, there's a reason why I pursued them as a podcast sponsor. I pursued them. All right. I will never, ever accept sponsorship for this podcast from a company or product or service that I don't really believe in. Like I approached them and said, hey, like, you know what I'm doing. Here's what I got. And they're like, yes. And I was like, let's do it. All right. I'm never going to accept a sponsorship for this podcast that I don't, for a product or service I don't believe in. So this is me telling you, and I'm not telling you, you don't have to use them, but hey, like this is like legit. I really do. I use Silencer Shop for my personal transfers. For real. So I just want to say that. I want you guys to know that I shoot straight with you. If you have any questions about this, anything you want to ask me something about this, shoot me an email, tech@pewscience.com. We'll talk about it. Okay. I'll be happy to answer anything you ask me. All right. I always do. And you guys that email me, you know I answer you. I do not hold back. Okay. Topic 4. At a time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 20 seconds. Welcome to all the new PEW Science members. Thank you for your support. Look, although it's not an excuse, yes, I have been slacking a little on the welcome emails this week. And from the weekend, I'll get to them, and I'm sorry. It's been balls to the walls crazy. I have to say, I slept so hard Saturday and Sunday night. I'm pretty sure the gravitational pull was enhanced through the bending of space-time. Like something was crazy the way I slept. I don't even know. The tiredness throughout the past couple of weeks, all culminating in one of the most challenging test programs I've ever done, was enough to knock me down for the count, man. Thank you for all your support. It means the world. I could not and would not be doing this without you. You guys make it happen. PEW Science members are the real deal. Respect. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of questions. Again, there are more to come. There will be. When I told you I was going to answer them all, I was serious. So buckle up. We'll hit more next time. Hopefully finish them out. Oh, yeah. By the way, the photo. Yeah, I was going to say the photo I'm going to post with today's episode or tomorrow's episode, Future J will post, is going to be a Q erector on a Beretta 71 assassin gun. No fooling. Yeah, that's the gun that's on the PEW Science homepage. In the configuration of the erector shown, that silencer weighs 2.0 ounces flat. It's insane. It's like the silencer's not even there. It doesn't make sense. It's magic. So anyway, all right, guys, stay safe. Stay safe out there, and I will talk to you folks again soon. Bye.